Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Urban Podcast, man. It's where it's at. We're unique and everything like that, man. We're going to talk about some things that you guys don't expect we're going to talk about. So, yeah, my name's Javy. I got my boy King Beanie over there in the corner, right there. And at the bottom, we got my boy Fo Senzo. You know what I'm saying? So, this is what's going down, man. Our sponsor is... What's the name of
Gang.
man? Yo, you got to shout out our sponsor, brother.
Filthy Dreams Official.
Yeah, check out Filthy Dreams Official, man. Filthy Dreams Official. Look at this shirt. That's Filthy Dreams Essential. That shirt looks pretty cool, man. I might go buy me one of them shirts. So, yeah, guys, go ahead and check out Filthy Dreams, guys. Go check them out. All right, so today, what we're going to talk about, man, is just something, it's just amazing. It's just awesome. It's great. Big smiles all over this country right now, man. This country's feeling so united, man. It's like today is like really the USA, man. I mean, I can't believe what's going on. It's just amazing, man. History in the books. The first oldest president elected and the first black vice president elect, man. Let's go. Hand claps, man. Y'all gotta give a hand clap for that, man. I mean, it's just amazing, man. This is what voting can do, man. Voting is powerful, voting is strong, man. It goes to show you that it works. Let's give it an example. Lake Erie, up in upstate Pennsylvania. It just changed everything. That's how, Democrats won the election. That's what made it push over the edge of 270. Which is just crazy. It goes to show you how strong voting is. And, it just feels so good, man. Like, all of a sudden when you just hear the word win, you just see the light. It kind of reminds me of Star Wars and A New Hope. When it's the Jedi versus the Sith, and then the Jedi defeats the Sith and Darth Vader dies, and then everyone's just rejoicing. It kind of feels like that right now. It really does. It's crazy. Everyone just got like the biggest smile on their face. They're so happy, energetic, they're proud of you, you know what I'm saying? But they're doing it in a safe manner, especially what's going on now with COVID, which is a serious pandemic going on right now still. So we always have to remember that we got the virus going around. So, when people are doing all these things, they gotta keep themselves safe, gotta keep on masking up and all that stuff, Of course, we are at the crib. We are everybody here. We're social distancing for the very first podcast, so that's what we're doing. This is how we're gonna do it from now on until further notice. When we're actually gonna do it face to face, which will be discussed later down the stretch in the future. So, man, I watched the speech, and the speech felt like a real president. I've hadn't heard a speech like that in a good 4 years. I haven't heard such a good speech. Speech was really about, uniting everybody as Americans. It doesn't matter which side you're on. It was all about unity. I'm going to take some parts out what he said from his speech. He said, this is not the red state of America. This isn't the blue states of America. It's the United States of America, which is a fact. We're a union. This is not back in those days when we had Confederacy and Union. This is not that time. It's not like that at all. We got all 51 states, all 50 states. So obviously, we got to stay together. We can't be like, parting ourselves away and things like that. I know for Trump supporters, it's kind of crazy that, they think that they still won. But some of them actually admit defeat, and that's good. That means you moving on. That means you're saying, hey man, it's time for the next level. Let's go on. Let's see what this president has to do for us. What's in store, But we already know what's gonna happen. I mean, he was Obama's right hand man. That's his go-to. Gotta remember that. That's his go-to. So obviously he's gonna have a whole bunch. He's gonna take more. Basically, it's just gonna be like Obama again. But he got his ways of doing things differently. Then you got Kamala Harris. Yeah, this is great. This is amazing, man. I mean, the smiles are everywhere, man. Down from Philly to New York to LA to Denver. That is just crazy right now. And Jamaica, man, I mean, the country Jamaica, they got to be celebrating. Because remember, Kamala Harris is a descendant of Jamaicans. Got to remember that. So, I'm half Jamaican myself. I'm proud, you know what I'm saying? It's just amazing to see how things are going down, and it's just great. And she gave a great speech too. I can't forget her, man. Her speeches are very nice and simple and sweet and short, nice, short and sweet. It just gives you, it just like makes you feel like, man, now that's a VP. That's a VP right there. Both of them, bro, are the real MVPs right now. They just sitting there. I was just sitting there watching TV, like, man, yo, yeah, again, hand clap at the hand clap. That's how little it was, and that's how good it feels, and it's a historic moment. There's more historic times to come. Of course, 2020 has been a very historic year in ways that we wouldn't even imagine of. Not in good ways, of course. Yeah. People passing away, here and there, left and right. It's just the grimmest part of the whole year. Of course, out of this year, we didn't expect it to be so high in the cases. So, and that's what's gonna happen. Anytime there's always bad out of something, it's always good as something. It's always something good that's gonna come out of it, and that's what this year's really shown. And now we're gonna see what happens from here on, and therefore, So hopefully it takes a turn for the best and not the worst. As right now, currently it's 120,000 cases a day in COVID. It's just really, really high right now. Can be.
Yeah. But it all depends this year on what Trump says. Because now that he lost, his ego is at the lowest point, so he'll say anything just to rile his supporters up.
To be quite honest with you, I'm kind of hyped for that. I'm kind of hyped for the chaos. Like I'm gonna sit back and watch popcorn. Like I'm kind of like, go ahead.
You want me to pull up some examples that I found? Because I will pull up some examples.
Dude, as long as no little kids get hurt, I'm all game for it. I'm gonna sit back with like I'm watching a movie, yo.
So, here's some people who overreacted. I'm so effing depressed. I think I'm going to transition, bros. If it was weird to say it, I've wanted to be a girl for years and I've held it back because I thought Donald Trump would make suppressing it worthwhile by making America great again.
Wow.
But he's gone now. Why stay a man? Biden will continue to push trans rights to their extremes. There's no point in fighting anymore. My future is female. That's pretty positive, though.
No, it is. It's showing that who wrote that? What kind of name it says? Don't tell me the name of it. It's like who do you think it is? Wait, what did the last part say again? We're not back.
The last part said, "My future is female."
My future is female. Meaning the future president is female.
No. Their turn
gender. Their gender.
I mean, I really can't. Yeah. I really can't comment on that. This is 2020. Crazy stuff happens. So
because people we control them and they don't control us.
That's true.
If I support anyone's decision within reason, as long as it doesn't cause violence to anyone else, I'll support it. I'll support your decision.
What I was going to say was, for me, this kind of ties into where I'm more of an independent. I'm more on the side of Biden than I am Trump, so I'm kind of happy about that. But there's many policies, I think, from both sides, and also policies that I agree with and disagree with. When it comes to transgenderism, I'm cool with that. Like, if someone wants to identify as X, Y, and Z, I don't think there should be any problem in paying any respect to them in that manner. If they want that, cool. I mean, I don't personally believe that if you got a penis, to me, you kind of are a dude. But at the same time, I will respect your decision, and I'm not going to confront you and be like, you're a guy, you got a dick. I'm not going to necessarily confront you with that sort of mannerism.
Yeah.
I will, of course, restrict myself, and it won't even, to be honest, if someone's gender gender really makes you mad, then I think that you have an internal problem with that.
Yeah.
It shouldn't really need to make you mad. But here's the thing that I don't agree with. Now that's the Biden side of me speaking. Okay? Here's the next side of me speaking. Here's the next side of the equation. If a transgender person is very uptight, you know, like we see that meme of the guy, the transgender guy in GameStop, you know, throwing down all the video games. It is ma'am. It is ma'am. You refer to me as ma'am. At that point, then I think it becomes a pressing issue. However, the transgender people who are more than likely to have those outbursts are people with mental issues. They're probably mental. They aren't like your typical transgender person. There's crazy people amongst every group of people, whether it be religion, gender, if you will, whatever it may be. When it comes down to it, the next problem I find is if someone is transgender and they, let's say, want to sue a doctor for referring to them as a female or male for the wrong gender. Those specific situations are the ones that I kind of disagree with it in. But again, in situations of let's say where I'm the average Joe, someone else is the average Joe, and you come across a transgender person, then I feel, you should pay respect in those circumstances. Even Jordan Peterson himself has blatantly admitted, and I agree with Jordan Peterson on nearly everything, not everything, but nearly everything. Jordan Peterson has even came out and he said, they asked him, would you refer to one of your if you have a trans student, would you refer to them as the opposite gender? I mean, you get what I'm saying. Would you refer to them as that? And he even admitted, and he said, he was kind of hesitant to do it. But he kind of admitted, I would be respectful of them. I would even do that. Even though I don't agree with it, I would do that. And I think that's the common decency that people need to have. The president, kind of like Trump, I don't feel like there's really much, how to say it, respect per se. He's a very in-your-face, says his ideas straight out. There is no diplomacy with him, which can lead to a lot of problems. I feel like there should be a bit more diplomacy amongst presidents and whatnot when it comes to politics. One, for two reasons. One, because the enemy can't know your intentions. If the enemy knows what you're going to do, then they're likely going to do whatever they can to intercept that attack. If your enemy can tell where you're going, or sometimes your enemy, if you blatantly go for the attack straight off the bat, the enemy if they even are an enemy, maybe a potential enemy, may start to strike you back. I feel like Trump, there's more risk of certain unnecessary casualties and whatnot. There's a lot of risk of war zone. Now with Biden, I feel like it would be less common. Biden, he gave an indication in his speech that told me that he was going to be something similar. I mean, he's basically going to be a Democratic version of Trump to me. But I'll say why. Listen to me here first. I don't mean he's going to be Trump. He's going to be the opposite of Trump. But I'm saying he said something in his speech that if you really look at his words, you'd be like, okay, wait a second. This doesn't sound very Democratic. This is what he said. I'm not quoting him here, but it's around the same ballpark of his words. He said that if people come to invade, I remember now, that they're not going to have hostility isn't going to find any sort of safety within America. It's not his exact words, but I think what he was inferring there was that violence, hatred, attitude will not be tolerated here. It's kind of inferred. He won't come out blatantly and say, that's how politics work. Sometimes the politicians don't tell you the exact policies or how they plan to carry through different processes. But they will, of course, give you certain indications about where they're planning to lead things. From this point onward, it's all about seeing what Biden's going to do now. Now that Trump's out of office, I do believe. Listen, in politics, to me, it's a battle between lesser evils. Again, to me, I think both sides have wrongs. It's lesser evil and greater evil. So, I do feel like Biden is the less. I don't feel like he's good, but I feel like he's the lesser evil. So I feel like, but that's not to say he will do bad, because I can't tell. I'm not someone who could tell the future. Biden could do very good here. I mean, think about it. Trump held back the coronavirus information. He held back the coronavirus information. That is, oof, mega oof. Biden, I feel like, will at least be more blatant with it, but it could also be bad too. And it's because I know depending on the severity of how hard he plans to enforce the mask wearing, it depends on how, because I feel like it could have a lot of damaging consequences, not in terms of health, but in terms of finances or whatever and all of that, and in terms of where's that money going to go. If you start fining people too much money, where's that money going to go? Is it going to go to the government? Is the government going to get too much power? It goes into a lot of other deeper questions of those things.
Also,
but
Steve, I want to touch.
I don't know.
Oh yeah. So like, Steve, yeah. So I want to touch on something that you were saying a little bit before, like 2 sentences back. Okay. You said that because I remember like with the Biden, right, with the virus and stuff. You know, what he said he's planning to do is get 2 people inside of the office for a pandemic by January 20th. Now that's something that's a good sign. That's a good step where he's going. Trump took out the people that was supposed to be there for these kind of situations.
In the first place.
He took them out.
He lied about it in the first place too.
Yeah, he took them out.
Trump, the coronavirus is concerned with his.
It's terrible because he took the guys. He took the man out. He's supposed to be there to help us out, to be first hand and foot. Because as soon as something like that comes around, first thing, hand and foot. They give them paper. It says, here's the papers. Here's what's going on. The guy takes a look at the paper. Okay, I see what's going on. Then they go ahead and take it to the press conference and say, yo. Before they took it to the press conference, they talked to the guys there to say, yo, listen, this is something serious that's coming here. We need to prepare these people for what's gonna come. Guess what happened? That part got skipped, and look where we are now. Mad people died, man. Mad people died. And that could be anybody from my family or your family, you guys' family as well. And it's crazy what's going on still. Until this very day, it's 120,000 people a day. That's too much. That's not even like flattening the curve. The curve has gone way too high now. Since March and April, that's like, I think about 3 times as higher than March and April in everyday daily cases.
Yeah. I mean, reasonably, it would have gone up because of the weather and people, because it easily started in the cold. But not this fast and not as bad as it was.
Right.
Now it's at a point where it's getting back up. And I work in a supermarket. I was there when things were getting really bad. You could get nothing. And now it's just things are coming back up. But the second someone says anything about this pandemic getting bad, things are just gonna go back to the way it was, because people are still getting fear-mongering from their leaders, no matter who it is.
And I would mention like things like at a store, like Lysol, that thing is going on, like hotcakes, that joint's selling out left and right. I work at a post office, and because I handle stuff like every single early morning before you guys get your stuff, because we're the ones that unload the stuff. And I'm sitting there and I'm loading the truck and I'm like, yo, this is damaged. I know somebody's gonna be very upset when they hear this stuff is damaged. Things such as Puro. That's the hardest thing on earth to find right now. Puro and Lysol. When I see those 2 things damaged, I cringe. And I think to myself, I know whichever customer is gonna get this, because this news is gonna be very upset. Never to mention, it's gonna be on a big holdback. That's an easy back order. Easy. It doesn't take that much.
Yeah.
It's not like say like 2018 where they say, okay, it's damaged. I'll be there within the next 5 days. More than 5 days nowadays. It's more like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Could be something like that, maybe longer. It just happens to be so.
I haven't seen Lysol come in 2 months. 2 months.
Wow.
Last case of Lysol.
I've been using other disinfectants and whatnot. But yeah, I was gonna say one of the only things that I feel like I truly disagreed with Biden on, but that I feel like isn't gonna matter anymore right now, at least for his term and whatnot, is the gun control. I personally believe, from my perspective, that responsible people, it's fine if they have guns. Irresponsible people, no. But I do believe that the gun isn't the murderer, it's the person wielding the gun. And I do believe that regardless of what, it's the mentality of the person holding the gun. Now, all humans are flawed. Humans do things based upon their mood. I don't want to get too deep into it, so forget that. But what I will say is this. With gun control, it's not going to matter because we're all going to be wearing masks. There's going to be social distancing. I feel like it's going to be more enforced with Biden. A lot of things are going to happen, and I feel like it's naturally going to restrict a lot of crimes and a lot of necessary means to own firearms and whatnot. So, and I think there's even a clip, though, I believe, of Biden. I mean, Biden contradicted himself. He did say at one point that he was planning to get rid of firearms, and then in another second, somebody confronted him about it, and then he kind of switched up his words and saying he wasn't going to restrict the I think it's the Second Amendment. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. But there was something where he did say that. So it's hard to tell. But either way, with the coronavirus, it's not going to matter. Coronavirus is automatically, I feel like, a crime de-escalator, a natural one. The reason why crimes were so high is because of the whole, drama with George Floyd and whatnot, and
defunded the police, and things like that. Already took a toll.
But that ties in with Biden again. Biden standing with the minorities. He did say if you don't vote for me, you're not black. That I don't like him for, but
that's kind of like very dividing.
That was very dividing. But, and again, he's done many things that are dividing. This is why I say it's lesser evil versus greater evil. I disagree with a lot of what Biden has done. A lot. I just disagree with Trump more.
Yeah. That's the same thing. They've had better people, but obviously the two people that had the best cult of personality won.
And that's not to say this, but I'm just saying this. Listen, Biden could develop. He could become better. Biden could possibly just be a bit inexperienced. He could have extra weight on him, and he could adapt to that weight. And if he adapts to that weight, he could become a lot better. So, I'm saying in terms of personality, I don't know about his policies, because I feel like he hasn't really made his policies as well known as, let's say, Trump has.
There's only one that I know he's made known, and that's his tax plan.
Yeah. I actually went searching up some things, and it seems really ambiguous, but yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah.
The only thing I know about it is he wants to do 60% on people who make, I think, like $1 million and over, and cut everyone else. And I'm not sure the exact number he's going for, but that's something I could agree with because we don't make that much in general.
Yeah, that's true.
Compared to people that are rich.
Yeah, that's true because the more money that the person makes it's like they can easily pay that joint off. If you told somebody, hey man, you make like billions of dollars. So let's take Jeff Bezos for example. That's nothing to the man. The man's gonna pay that thing like instantly. Okay, there you go. I'll pay off my taxes. Just check it out with his tax person. It's easy. It's just easy as 1, 2, 3. It's like this. We're like, here's the stacks, man. Here's your money, my friend. All you gotta do is hand over the check. Just take that much. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of checks, man, like, billionaires and all that stuff, who bought the Mets again, man? You told me something about we talked about this like the other day, man, and I said, "Yo, we have to bring this up, man, on this joint, on the Urban, bro. We have to bring this up on Urban, bro, because I don't know, man. Like, why they couldn't find Michael Jordan to buy the team, man? I mean, I was hoping for Michael Jordan to go ahead and buy the joint. I mean, Michael Jordan's not from New York, but like at least have MJ or A-Rod buy the joint. I would have been like, A-Rod had bought it. I would let's go. But I don't know about this guy. I don't know who he is, so. You gotta really explain to me who he is.
Cohen is from most I heard, he was a trust fund billionaire who's a lifelong fan of the Mets. But I've seen, since he just bought the Mets, he's owned other businesses. The other ones he owns are organizations founded Point72 Asset Management, SAC, and Capital Advisors. He's pretty much been a lifelong fan and just did smart things with the money and helped people by what it seems.
Yeah, but why are people just like, like a little bit unbalanced about the buyer though? I just feel like it's like just tell me something that's a little bit murky going on in there, something a little bit hazy, like you just can't see it. It's like I see it's like this. I see the vision of the Mets, but like I feel a little hazy about the buyer like this. You just like I can't see nothing, like you just woke up out your bed or something. Like what is it with this guy? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just hear things about since being a bit iffy.
Well, at the same time, at some point, the other competitors buying the Mets were A-Rod, Jennifer Lopez, and Michael B. Jordan. Jordan, I think? No, not him. A basketball player, I forget his name. But he's still playing in the NBA.
Which team's he on?
I think he's on the Magic. I forgot who he was.
Okay, I won't know.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't checked on the Magic in a minute.
He's not like I'm not gonna look him up because I'm blanking out, but I know he's in. I think he's in. No, I'm curious. But anyway, they were trying to fight it, and they tried to make it more of a race issue about it. But in the end, no matter how much you say about it, you didn't have the money to put up front.
He was the first one to. So he was the first one to go ahead and shoot her up for grabs, right?
Yeah, he was an investor in the Mets for a while, owned like a tiny bit of stock, but not tiny, but got like enough where you would say he owned some. But I'm going to go into say as a fan, you were watching for years, seeing them go downhill. And this billionaire, who's now the richest owner in the MLB, comes in and says he wants to buy the Mets. He's been a fan for years. Wants to buy it. You're going to be excited because no matter what, the Wilpons, or as I call them, the Wilponzies, because of how they never spent money, just spent enough to make you want to go, but never spent enough to be like, we're gonna win this. They just got lucky with certain teams. The year 2000, I think they were spending good money. 2006, they had a good team, but they weren't spending too much money.
Yeah.
2015, I will admit, they got kind of lucky with the team they had. They had great pitching, but the hitting was good, but I feel like it wasn't fully there because the people under the stars, that you had Daniel Murphy, the people under Murphy, I think Duda was still on the team. Like, if you can't, I can't think of anyone other than Murphy was a bigger star. Under him, I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. Under him and the pitchers, there's really people that are just second string, third string players. But they had great years.
Yeah, which was the year they won?
Growing up, I watched.
No, my bad, Brian. I cut you off. My bad. Go. What were you saying now? You said growing up something. My bad.
Yo, I don't know if you guys realize, but all three of us are doing this.
It's just a comfortable position, and
yeah, man. All of a sudden, scratching our chins, man, because it's the beard, man. It's the beard. It's just the thing with the beard. I feel that every guy does that. I feel that we all do that, man. It's like one at the chat with us, like, yeah, I feel what you're saying. It's like I'm doing this, you doing this. I'll be like, yeah.
Where was I?
You say you were growing up. When you were growing up, you say you were growing up. You're like the Mets or something like that. You were growing up. You were a fan of the Mets.
Yeah. But growing up, we seen Jose Reyes, David Wright, Mike Piazza, Carlos Delgado, Mike Cameron. We've seen Tom Glavine, and Andy Chavez. I can name a lot of 2006 and the early 2000s teams. Up when you get 2010s, it becomes really forgettable.
Wow.
And then you go to... But you can start naming people around 2012 when you get Matt Harvey. When I'm blanking, I can name... I'm blanking. Jacob deGrom, Steven Matz. Why am I blanking out?
He's forgetting. He's blacking out, guys. Yeah. He's blacking out because that year he mentioned before was a legendary team. I didn't even watch baseball like that. Let me be honest with you guys. I barely watch baseball. I'm not gonna say it's boring. I just watch it when it comes to the World Series. When a World Series comes on, that's the time I take time of my busy schedule and I sit down and I watch it. Like when the Dodgers won this year. That's crazy. Two LA teams won. The Lakers and the Dodgers. It's amazing. And the same two teams in the same city won a championship. And they celebrated in the most respectful way due to what's going on with this pandemic. But let me go back to when Brandon was blanking out for a second. My boy just got lost because back in 2000s, it was a legendary team. I barely watch baseball as I much as I can. I'm reiterating myself. I never used to watch it like that. That's the reason for it, though. Basketball is my favorite sport. In 2006, you said, right? I believe, right?
Yeah.
That was the year when D-Wade won his championship. I'm a huge basketball fan. A big time basketball. I love basketball. I love the game of basketball. It's amazing. It's exhilarating. You know, if I'm going to come up and block you, I'll come and block you. But, you know, if I want to drop a three on you, drop a three on you. I'll Ray Allen you. I'll Will Chamberlain you. It's everybody. I'll do every legend type three on you. But, like, let me not try to get too cocky or whatever. But I love the game of ball. Baseball, though, I like watching it. I want to like playing it. I haven't played this all my life. You know, as funny as it sounds, but I knew those people you were talking about because those guys were dope. They were legendary. That was a powerhouse team. Everybody was afraid of them. Just like, it's kind of, I could compare the two. It's like the Mets, everyone was afraid of the Mets in that movie. I'm very sure they were, right? They weren't afraid of them, right?
Yeah.
And everybody was afraid. It's the same way how everybody was afraid of the Spurs and the Heat because the Spurs was dominant. And the Lakers, everybody was afraid of the Spurs and the Lakers in the NBA. Because the Spurs were like, oh, yo, I don't want to mess with Tony Parker. I don't want to please, I want to stay out of this game. I know what's going to come up. But like, I want to stay away from Kobe. I want to stay away from Fisher. I want to stay away from this guy, that guy. He was crazy back in those days, man. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, bro. Tony Parker was the ultimate savage in the Spurs. So that's where everybody got scared. That's why everybody started getting shook. And it's just like, they're just like, hey, man, I gotta guard this athletic guy, man. He got too much fancy moves. He be like this, he be like that. Curve right around you. You know, he be doing that. He be like make you break your ankles loose. But nowadays, I could kind of compare that to Harden. Harden, you'll be afraid of, because you'll be very scared of Harden. Harden will come and break your ankles. He coming for your ankles. He's the ankle. He's the king of. He's king. He's king breaker. I call him the king breaker. He may be beard man, but he king breaker.
But with Harden, he can't.
He's only good at. He's only good. He cannot carry a team though. He can't carry a team.
Once he's getting his head, he can't score.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He can't carry a team. A person who can carry a team has integrity. Has mad integrity. And we have mad integrity. That means you can carry the team. Like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. They can carry a team. It doesn't take that much to carry a team. Jimmy Butler can carry a team. The man carried the team to the finals. But under one condition though, that's because because of the virus and they were under the bubble, so maybe things would have been a bit different during the regular season. But they made it still. They made it through still, and the Lakers still won. I mean, it makes sense for the Lakers to win because Kobe passed away, which is just the saddest thing that happened this year. So like, it's a good thing that he won. They won, but at the same time, who can really carry a team doesn't let things get to them like that, and they take challenges. Like we could take Michael Jordan, for example. If you say, "Yo, if you talk trash about Michael Jordan to his face, he'd be like, "Hey, you, you, I got you, come on, guard up," and he'll just come at you like a bull, bro. He'll humiliate you, and you won't take it as a humiliation on the court. You take it as a lesson, like the man's coaching you while playing the game, and that is just amazing how Jordan, did that. And the same thing with Kobe. He'd be like this. He'd be like, you gonna start? He's like, yo, come and guard me. Come here. He's like, yo, you guarding me. Yeah, you talking so much smack. Let me see what you got. Let's see if you can take the ball. Let's see if you can block me. And you can barely block Kobe. It's probably the only times he got blocked was once or twice or 3 times or 4 times or 5 times. And you can't even count how many times he got blocked. That's crazy. Those are legendary people, man. I mean, those people are amazing, man. I mean, MJ's amazing and all that stuff. The next person who I think can carry a team is Williamson. Y'all gotta watch it for Williamson. That man is honestly, that's probably the most brolic NBA player right now. Like, he'll bulldoze through you. It doesn't take much. Like, for real. LeBron, of course, is a legendary right now. People find him as the GOAT. But I mean, to me, it's not as so. I'm not saying that as a personal perspective. I'm just saying it as a choice, a preference. I don't think he's a good player though. He's a good player, but I don't think he's up to that level now. I think Jordan is, but like I'm not sure. And to this generation, if I was to compare, if Jordan wasn't around right now in his prime, and like it was LeBron, I would pick Jordan over LeBron any day. But like, if now 2 generations to weigh the difference, of course, hold up, pause. Of course, LeBron is obviously one of the greatest ones right now. But into the next generation, which is our generation, we got Williamson. My boy will get through to you, bro. He'll just come right through. He'll bulldoze through. He'll say, yo, he'll be like this, pass me the ball. Boom. It's like Marshawn Lynch on the court, man. That's crazy. That man's like Marshawn Lynch. Imagine having wait, hold on. Speaking of that, imagine having Marshawn Lynch on the NBA court. I wonder how that would go. That would be very interesting. What do you guys think? I mean, what if Marshawn Lynch was in the NBA, bro? Like, I don't know what would happen, but I guarantee you that something crazy would happen for sure.
I mean, there'd probably be a lot of fouls because he'd just be too rough. Would be flopping all over the place. You just see someone charge in and people go,
man, it'd be like a whole bunch of injuries, man. It'd be like, yo, injury on the play. It'd be like, hey, man, how many injuries do we have? Be like, oh, why is so many? People would be like, yo, I heard there's a lot of injuries. When he heard the news the next day, they'd be like, yo, I heard there's a lot of injuries. They're like, oh, because Marshawn Lynch is in the NBA. What? Marshawn Lynch, yo, you can't have that man on the court. He's a brolic guy. He's too brolic. Look, he's like this, bro. All he has to do is this. Just one push. Ow. No,
Javy, see, you got it wrong. All he needs is a...
They'd be flopping more than soccer players just to get him fouled out. Harden would pull his signature flop in 5 seconds when he was standing near him. He takes one step, Harden's falling over. LeBron, if he wanted to, probably could take it.
Oh my goodness!
If he wanted to.
Yo, the internet will go crazy, bro. If LeBron was really in the NBA and he was versus LeBron would be the ultimate floss on purpose. He'll be like, yo, trust me. The next day, bro, they'll be like, agent go call. Hey,
I think LeBron did play football.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, he did. And I was told, and from back then, he wanted to. Remember back then, and I think like 5 years ago, he said he was gonna go to the NFL. You remember that he was trying to do tryouts? I forgot. I don't know which team he was trying to do tryouts for, but he was trying to do tryouts. That would have been.
I think he was.
That would have been interesting. I don't know.
He tried to be like a Jordan, going to the MLB, but he couldn't. And Jordan tried to be a Bo Jackson. But no one can be Bo Jackson.
When he went to MLB.
Yeah. Bo was actually in the majors for both the NFL and the MLB.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's crazy?
Jordan was in the minors, and that's about it.
And you know what's crazy? I think, speaking of which, I could imagine if Usain Bolt was in the NFL as a wide receiver. Oh my goodness. Yo, the man will be out. You ain't catching him. He's out. Yo, here comes Bolt. Bolt's lights up for the catch.
If you want to
the catch, shoom, out the door, bro. TDs every time, setting records.
If you want to see something that's bad, I think Tim Tebow in the MLB.
Oh no! Please don't do this.
But the Mets also have Pat Mahomes.
Well, Mahomes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna front though. He's really a good pitcher though. What you think?
I mean, I forget what. I think he was the player that said hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things to do in sports.
Mm-hmm. Because remember, his pops was in the MLB, so that would be really tough though. Yeah. That.
I mean, it's very. I could see how it's one of the hardest things. So that's where to have one. This doesn't look that small, but when it's coming at you at like 90, you don't know where it's gonna go.
That could have been taken way out of context with what you just said.
Yeah, but I had the proof to not out of context.
Yo, no, I remember. I think the last time.
I think Beanie's rapper's name is One Pac.
Oh no, man! Hey, don't mess with Tupac, man. Please don't do that. Yo, this guy's crazy. Come on, Francis. Yo, you do too much, man.
Bruno Pac.
Oh nah. Chill. Oh yeah. Speaking of rappers, man. Yo, speaking of rappers, I know that Busta came out with a new album, man. I mean, I listened to half of it. I know I can't give you guys I can't say it's a full thing. I can't tell my whole perspective on it.
I listened to like
say all the
7-8 songs into it.
Dude, that album is long.
Oh, it's a long album. Yes, it's a long album, and I'm like, yo,
but that's good though.
Yeah, that's a good thing because albums are supposed.
I was talking to Kevin about it. So, I was talking to Kevin, and basically, what he said is like the way he set it up is he wanted to put a few political songs, and then in the middle throw in some like songs that really were nothing, and then go back to political stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that throws me off because when I hear one of the political songs, I get into that message. And then all of a sudden, you're just hit right back out of it.
Yeah, goals and directions need to be taken seriously when making a very conceptual album that's to be taken seriously, or when you're making statements. If it's an album purely for enjoyment, I think it differs, but if it's specifically for a certain reason, then I think you should always stay on topic no matter what. But still,
It's still a good album.
what he intended to do, he accomplished.
Yeah.
But it's Busta Rhymes, though. I mean, what would you expect any less?
Exactly. Like that, yo. That man. Listen, that man is a true lyricist. You cannot go. You can't. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. You can't even do this. Look, you can't do this. Some nowadays rappers do this. Okay, let's rap about one topic. Oh no, wait. Let's go this. But like, okay, let's rap about this topic. Wait. Let's go that way. Now that's how some rappers are nowadays.
Well,
Let me tell you, Busta Rhymes, bro.
nowadays rappers.
He's a lyricist, and that's the one good thing about Busta Rhymes. I listened to that man since I was in high school, and I said, "Yo, this guy is amazing. He got some bars." I'm influenced by Busta because when I write my songs, when I used to write songs down, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm not sounding like him or nothing, but it's just the things that just come up. It's just like, yo, the man make you want to write songs. The way he talk, the way he write, the way he speaks his voice, and the songs, it make you want to write. You know what I'm saying? Like if you never wrote before, you're gonna want to write, and that's just amazing how an artist could change your whole life.
I mean, this is the first time I'm gonna listen to his music fully. I've heard of him before, and like as I'm guessing in other songs.
Wait, this was the only album you heard?
Yeah.
Oh man, yo, I'm about to put you on, brother. Yo, you gotta go check out the first Station Level of event, bro. You gotta check out the first one. You gotta check out the album before that. I forgot the name of it, but you gotta check out the one before. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on, let me grab my phone real quick.
I'm saying but since the first, this also affirms my listening of how you speak. Because when you speak, there's a rhythm with your voice. No matter what, if you notice it or not, you speak in a rhythm. So I think if he noticed that, he could easily transpose it into a song. And then as you mix it up a bit, you get better as you follow your voice and kind of figure out how it works.
The thing about Busta Rhymes that I realized is that when it comes to flow, Busta can flow on anything. And when I say anything, I mean Busta Rhymes can literally flow. If you took glue and you made an ocean of glue, he could literally flow in glue without getting stuck. You know, the thing about he demonstrated that in the album. There was a track, I forgot which one it was, but there was one of the tracks where the beat was, I don't know if it was odd time signature, but it wasn't your cliche 4/4.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it was something that was kind of, it was more complex, and he was still able to it sped up. It changed time signatures. He was able to still keep up with that awkward beat, and it's like
third or fourth song.
Yeah,
just a sec. I wrote down information.
He
find this.
Yo, I gotta put Brandon on though, bro. Like, that's the only album we heard. Man, yo, you gotta listen to the first Station Level of event, brother. You gotta listen to the first one. The first one is tough. And you gotta listen to the album The Coming. The Coming, COMING. And then you got Anarchy. Anarchy was a good album, by the way. You heard Anarchy before, Steve, right? Bro, you heard Anarchy before, right?
For me?
Yeah.
I don't think I wrote it down here. Oh, here it is.
I didn't.
Anarchy is a good album from Busta.
I didn't hear Anarchy.
And you guys gotta most definitely check out When Disaster Strikes. The album is a beastly. I know
Busta Rhymes is in like the same league as like Old Dirty Bastard, which he also was in.
He had a sample saved of ODB for years and finally put it in a song because he figured it out.
I mean, ODB and Busta Rhymes are two rappers that are just both very eccentric. When it comes to Busta Rhymes and Old Dirty Bastard, I think out of nearly any rap figure you could think of, I think they're both the two most. I don't want to say they're the best lyricists because I don't think so. They're not my top 10. What I will say is that both Busta Rhymes and Old Dirty Bastard, when it comes to charisma and when it comes to personality, flow, not just flow to everything that's like just the energy, they both kill it in all those fields. Like they are the best rap figures to me to go to when it comes to their fun personality in a rap. They keep you invested. And that's not to take away from, I think Busta Rhymes is very lyrical. Old Dirty Bastard is kind of lyrical. He's kind of lyrical. He's not lyrical, but he's...
The few songs I have of him, he's very entertaining and...
Yeah.
And when he screams, basically, I don't want to say screaming.
Actually, I shouldn't say he's lyrical. You're right. That is giving a little too much credit.
Yeah,
he's not lyrical.
Yeah.
He's more ABC lyrical.
Yeah.
He's
when
ABC-ish.
He catches your ear.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude, when he does the vibrato, like you feel it hit your soul when he does that. You're like, oh gosh, like he's getting rabid on the track. But yeah, like yeah, he's frothing at the mouth. Old Dirty Bastard is awesome in that sense. Old Dirty Bastard, to me, when it came to the whole group, he was my favorite out of the group, even more than Method Man. And I know I'm saying that.
MET,
now, of course, Method Man. What I say? Method Man. I would say Method Man right now.
Whoa!
Ghostface Killer.
Hold on. Time out. Nah. We have battle here. We got differentiation. Hold up.
This is where Ghostface and RZA.
This is where I put it on the scale of this right now. On a 1v1 right now. We're on a 1v1 time right now, bro. Come on, brother. How you gonna say Method Man is not the best, man? Come on. METHOD, man. METHOD, man. Come on, bro. The Method Man. Come on. Hey, yes, sir. Come on, bro. What's wrong with you? Method Man is the best, bro. I mean, he's on my list. He's on my top 15 list, bro. I ain't gonna cap. He is on my top 15 list. So it's 1v1. So yo, Brandon, it can't be us that's gonna rate this, man. Like, who do you think though? 1 through 10, who's better? Method Man or he just who do you just mention? Again?
Ghostface Killer.
Oh, Ghostface Killer. Okay, 1 through 10. You gotta give a rate.
I've heard Method Man, but I prefer Ghostface.
Oh,
Ghostface has more connection to me growing up. As I heard, the first song I heard of his was The Champ and the original SmackDown vs. Raw.
Hold on, here's Method Man and here's Ghostface Killer.
Oh my goodness, man. Okay, so Steven wins it because basically he agrees with it. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'll take the beat, I'll take the L. He's right here. I'll take the L.
No, I will say this. Method Man is good.
Then you take this.
This isn't
this.
No, but like in all seriousness, getting back on topic. Yeah. Without a doubt, Old Dirty Bastard has the same. I shouldn't say Old Dirty Bastard has the same as Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes and Old Dirty Bastard both have the same amount of charisma to me. Except Busta Rhymes mixes it with a lot more lyricism than Old Dirty Bastard himself. Busta Rhymes proved even how lyrical he was when he did that last song with Eminem too. That song with both Eminem and Busta Rhymes. The double entendres, triple entendres.
I didn't hear of the last song, but I'll Hurt You even. Just the way he moves with the violin.
Dude, yeah, you're right.
Yo, anytime you have Busta, that's he was saying, bro. Anytime you have Busta and Eminem, bro, it's like, oh boy, you know what to expect. As soon as you see the future, It's like, oh boy, this is gonna be a banger. It's no doubt. It's gonna be some crazy stuff coming up. Ain't no doubt. That's the first thing I see. If I see that, I gotta hear this. That's instant.
But I will say this: this is the only issue that I had, and this track was a 10 out of 10 for me. It was a 10 out of 10, but you know what stopped it from being a 30 out of 10?
Well, what's that?
I'll tell you what.
What song? Which song?
When there was a part. It was the last song with Eminem.
Oh.
It was this part. It was this part. In the middle of Eminem in Eminem's verse, Eminem starts to critique his critiques. He starts to talk about how he's basically inferring that his critiques are basically people who can't stop bitching and moaning about him, that they should just shut up. And that's by all means cool in terms of attitude. But when you do that, one, you're putting yourself in a position to get critiqued even more, which is what he wants. That's what he wants. It's called publicity. It's smart.
Exactly.
It's smart. That's why he did it. I'm sure he honestly doesn't care deep inside when he thinks to himself. But regardless of what, he was dissing his critics. And I'm sure I'm sure the needle drop is somewhere in that list of critics who he's throwing shade at. Because I think he's done that before.
Yeah, it's Eminem, man. It would be called Slim Shady for nothing, bro. Drop shade.
Exactly.
The only person he didn't go after was Nick Cannon because it wasn't worth it.
Of course, no, he's right. Yeah, why would you go after Nick Cannon? I mean, it's like this. This is him. Look. All right, look. Let me give it. I can't stand up, so let me give a perfect example. This is Eminem. I'm looking right. This is my eyeballs. This is Eminem. This is Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna diss you. You keep rapping, little boy. It's all right. That's basically what he did. He's like, you keep rapping, little boy. You my student. Keep rapping.
Yeah, man.
He did, bro.
Classic Eminem, Nick Cannon.
Oh my goodness. That's what happened. That's what happened. Oh, same thing with MGK. MGK, remember the battle with MGK? He really tried on MGK really tried him. But guess what happened?
Beard is weird.
Your beard is weird. Weird beard. I'm like, weird beard. What?
What MGK had this, when MGK said something about M's daughter, that was just like, you're done. Oh
no. Yeah, you don't do that. You don't do that with M, bro. Yeah. If you start talking about Haley, it's over for you. You're done. He'll keep coming back at you hard. And that's what he did. That's what he did with the what's the name of the song again? Something shot.
Kill shot.
Kill shot. That's the same thing he did with Kill Shot. Bro, I used to listen to that joint like crazy. I don't need to listen to that joint again. That joint was really good. I said, oh my goodness. Did you just do that?
MGK ended up going into acting. Because I think his cred was kind of destroyed.
Yeah, his cred got
I remember
like his credit score. His credit got messed up for like his credit score probably. That joint took a big sink in like a ship. That joint said, "See, the ship was up here. Let me give you this demonstration. The ship was right here, right? The ship was above the water, and the Eminem crash came through. It's like a wrecking ball. Just come down like that. It's over."
Yeah, I remember. One of my favorite parts of that is when Eminem, I mean, don't get me wrong, that rap, that diss track had a lot more bars to it than people even really give it credit for. People give it a lot of credit. It had triple entendres, double entendres, all of that. And on top of that, I remember how he basically compared MGK to Benzino and Ja Rule, which Eminem completely slaughtered their careers. I think Benzino dissed his daughter too. He dissed Haley.
Benzino also brought up Eminem's past, which Eminem's like, I was wrong back then. I was mad that a girl broke up with me, and I made that song. That's all.
Yeah.
And then he talked about his daughter, and then he said, "Oh, you talk about my daughter? I'm coming for you. I'm coming right for you."
Exactly. I mean, yeah, but that goes to show you. I love how like he didn't just have Eminem on the album. He had very prominent figures like even Rakim. Like he had Rakim on the album.
He had Mariah Carey back on that album.
We still talking about Busted?
Could you imagine? Could you imagine Mariah Carey being like, "Oh, Eminem is going to be on the track. Should it be on this album?"
That's gonna be interesting. I would love to see that. Yo, what do y'all think though? That would be interesting though. I would love to see that happen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they don't really care anymore. I mean, when Eminem had the beef with Mariah Carey, that was around the time when Nick was still dating her, but Nick broke up with her, I think.
You think
so? I'm pretty sure that they both don't really.
Yeah, I don't think he still
didn't he break up with her?
Yeah, he did. He
I think.
Yeah, she married to some other guy right now. I don't know the name of the guy, but I know she married.
I'm sure he has no beef. I'm sure nearly all beef in media is not all, but a lot of beef within popular media is fake, except for certain rap beefs I do believe are real. Speaking of a lot of it, I do believe is publicity stunts.
Speaking of rap beefs, Lil Wayne's girlfriend dumped him, right?
I'm not the type to go, we're really gonna make fun of people for getting their hearts broken if that ever happens. But I highly doubt Lil Wayne himself even cares.
Nah, he don't care.
But regardless, he doesn't care. If his daughter hated him, that would be different. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't wish that on anybody.
That would be painful. That would be really painful, actually. If you have a daughter and like your own blood daughter, I mean, that's kind of hard.
Regardless of
yeah.
Regardless of what, Busta Rhymes also went into many other deeper subjects. He talked about religion. He talked about politics. He talked about conspiracy theories.
He had a very polarizing figure in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that we could talk about that, and that would last like minutes because we'd be dissecting that whole belief system if we wanted to.
Exactly.
We used to be chopping up that joint. Man, you could make that out of a movie, bro. Or if you could make that to a docu-series. Be like, yeah, man, this is what Busta did. You know, he did this, he did that. We'll be sitting there at the AMC movie theaters like this. Let's say we rented that joint out. And then AMC comes up, you be like, yeah, how long do you want to rent the place off for? I'm like, I want to rent it off mad long. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, how does that work, by the way?
AMC.
Yeah, how does that work, by the way? Because I was reading the article and I was reading what was going on currently with AMC since, AMC stocks dropped, AMC just fell off completely because due to the virus. They hurt bad right now.
Well,
they're finding other ways to gain their finances back and to help us as well at the same time by making us rent out the movie theater, which is interesting. But the question is, if you rent the place off for $99, how many movies can you stay there for, and how long can you stay there for? That's the biggest question. And I'm sitting there wondering, like, I don't know. So maybe like, there's gotta be something.
If it's just one movie, you need at least, say it's $9 per person or $10 per person. You're gonna need at least 10 people to make it worth it. If it's just one movie. And if it's a bad movie, it's not worth it at all. But if you're watching, say, both Endgame movies or the original Star Wars trilogy, or even like I have both Dead movies right here, like two. There's a third one, but like watching multiple, then it's more worth it because you're paying for at least 2 movies, marathoning them.
Mm-hmm. I think though, like what they're doing is actually a very smart move because that way, they attract more people to the movie theater. And you know how usually it's crowded and all that stuff, especially when Fast and Furious comes out, Star Wars comes out during the regular time of the year with no pandemic, just a normal type of the year. They're like, oh yo, I have to go and flock to the movie theater to go see that movie. When Star Wars came out, that joint was jam packed. Every seat sold out. That's always the box office numbers. When it came to Fast and Furious, sold out again. Box office numbers. Avengers, box office numbers. All box office movies. When Sonic came out, though, that joint did pretty good. It wasn't expected to do good. People were projecting it to do horribly. I went to see the movie when I was in Florida. I said, yo,
the thing that made it good is the thing that made Sonic good is they actually went back and redid Sonic.
Exactly.
Which earned respect for the fans.
Yeah, oh my.
Actually spend all that time doing that. You have to at least pay them back.
You know I'm laughing, right?
But as I'm saying, you know why it's also good? Kids' parties. Because you have kids that are locked in lockdown. Yeah. All of a sudden, one has a birthday party. You could say, "Hey, all of you could come. We'll set you apart, but we'll take you to a movie theater, watch a movie or two, however much they say, because they didn't put too much information on how much you could watch."
Yeah, that's something I'm curious about. Matter of fact, let me check that right now. And you know what? I was laughing earlier, right? Right, about the Sonic thing, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah. The man hog.
But yeah. But I think
that's just too funny.
Kids movies do make bank if you want to just get them to be quiet for a while as a parent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually good because when you have kids, man, I mean, I don't have any yet. But when I do, I don't want to have them sit down in the house all bored. I want them to participate in some activities, some outdoor activities. Like, hey, man, let's go play some tennis. Let's go play some basketball. Things like that nature. Hey, man, I'm gonna buy you a bike. Let me teach you how to ride a bike. And they're like up to the part where they know how to ride it. I'll be like, yo, let's go for a ride on the bike. Let me race you. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter how old I am. I'm still racing you. I guess going about competitions, about the fun. So that's why, it's fun to do that. So I'll be like, yo, I'll race you to the tree. You stop at that tree right there up there. And I'm like, I got you. I'll be here, me and Youngin be zooming. It's all about the fun, man. That's what it's about, man. I mean, we got kids, man. You gotta really, really have fun with the kids, man. Also gonna be just cooped up in the house, bored. You know what? I'm sitting there playing GTA all day long. I'm like, yo, man, you ain't gonna get off that PS4 or PS5 yet? By the time, our kids, this will be PS5. I'll be like, you ain't gonna get off that P5 yet or P6? You ain't gonna get off the PS6? Man, come on, man. I'm trying to get you off this PS5 and you're PS6. So like, yo, man, let's go outside, man. Come on, man. I got something fun for you to do. Let's, take the kids, go hiking. Camping. Go camping, hiking, things like that. I have to confess though, I actually never been to actually hiking before, and I never actually went.
Dude, I got a massive fear of rabies, man.
Whoa! Where is this coming from? From what though? What is that? What is that from?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just seen way too many rabies documentaries with guys frothing at the mouth, and I'm like, oh gosh, no, shoot.
I don't want to get you a pet possum and follow you with it around.
Can't get him that.
No.
Man, bro, can't get you a possum, bro. That's crazy. Yo, you got pets at home though? Yo, who got pets at the crib? You got pets at the crib? Y'all ain't got pets at the crib?
My dog died a while ago.
Oh yeah,
I moved, so
yeah, you told me, yeah.
I don't have any right now.
I'm planning on getting me one.
My uncle does, but
I do love animals though. I honestly do. But yeah, man. For hiking though. Oh gosh, rabies though, man. And rabies, you hide your kids, hide your wife.
I went hiking in Tennessee with my friend and his dog, my two friends and my friend Kyle's dog. When we went swimming in the water, his dog was freaking out because he couldn't see us.
It's kind of cute though.
Oh, yo, so
His dog is like big and bulky, so
big and bulky. No, keep going. My bad.
big and bulky. So he got a harness for medium-sized dogs, and he broke it. So he had to get a harness for like large-sized dogs, just so he could walk his dog.
Bro. It's crazy though. Yo, you know which dogs I'm a fan of? You know those small dogs, the fluffy ones, the puffy ones, the small puffy dogs. You know what I'm talking about? The short ones.
Pomeranian.
That's what they're called.
Pomeranians.
Bro, they're nice. They're nice. Like the orange skin type. You know what I'm talking about? The orange fluff type. With the white type, the orange or white fluff type. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's what they are.
I want a husky and a black lab.
Dude,
I want a massive dog. Like I'm.
A massive
I'm talking
dog.
about.
What you talking about, man?
No, I'm serious. Like I don't know why. It's like for me, I've always been one like if I'm gonna get a dog, I want one that's like that could actually mess something up, but is like a gentle giant.
So you want a pit bull?
So
but could.
Russian bear hunting dog.
You guys can't see this unless I take off the background. Hold on. I gotta go take off the background.
Yeah, so you want a bear hunting dog.
There we go.
What kind of dog is that?
Is that a Tibetan Mastiff?
I think they call it a wolf killer.
Oh no,
Wolf
bro,
killer dog.
Hey, you tripping now? Like, why would you get so? Oh, that's called the wolf killer, bro. Like,
No,
I can't get like a
I'm dead
guard dog
serious.
though. Wait, it's really called it?
A shepherd of chakra. A shepherd.
That's a shepherd. It's a shepherd.
It's one of the names.
It's also it's a part of the breed of the shepherd.
Shepherd of chakra.
So you don't want. You need to see this.
It's pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
pretty big.
your crouch.
How do you spell?
Tibetan Mastiffs. They're Pome.
Yeah, that's a Pomeranian. You're right.
Tibetan Mastiffs are used to hunt bears in Russia. So you want damage, you go for that.
I'm talking. Yeah, that's actually what I'm talking about.
I go with that.
See, that is pretty cute.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a poodle chihuahua mix.
I think the Pomeranians are more calm. You think they're more calmer than the rest of the dogs? I mean, that's the calmest ones, right? I think them and Dashes are very calm, right? I don't know too much about pets.
What I had.
I could barely see, man.
It looks like a crow's claw from this angle, from here.
It's hard to see, but
Yeah.
she was a black poodle chihuahua mix.
Oh, yeah. See, like with the small dogs, I want to like zerbert them on the belly button.
What? Bro.
No, you know what a zerbert is, right?
I think I heard that before.
A zerbert?
Yeah, I think I heard that before.
Kind of like, you know, when you go over to like a baby and like you blow on the baby's tummy. It's not a sexual act.
I know what you're talking about.
No, thank you. It's not a sexual act. I see your face, Brendan, and I'm like, I'm not sucking its dick.
No, I know the raspberries like thing. Like the raspberries like things people do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man.
But yes, like for me, it's gonna be a big dog. What about I think they call it Shiba Inu.
I think I heard of that
meme
before.
dogs.
Yeah, the meme dogs. Human. You're human.
What? Yo, which one of y'all would have a cat though?
I would also have a cat.
Yo, I would love to have a cat. You know, I would have a cat over a dog. You know I prefer cat over a dog? Because you can teach your cat to do some crazy stuff.
Like, chill.
I'll be like this. I'll be like, come up here. I'll be like, come up here, man. Come up here. Let's play piano.
I want a cat. I want a cat just so I could see a cat piss in someone's face.
Oh,
You're cheesing, man.
I'm just like you remember that video of like a tiger, rubbing up against a cage, and then it turns around and just spews out piss from his balls.
You're cheesing your balls off.
yeah.
That's probably the.
Hey man, I see smoke over there, man. What's going on over there, bro? Okay, guys. Fro does not do drugs, guys. Fro doesn't do drugs. I don't know. Maybe it's incentives around there. I don't know. Or candles, something. It's an incentive. It looks like an incentive for sure.
My eyes aren't that dilated.
I mean, there is alcohol near me. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh man, this guy is crazy, bro. We crazy, bro. For real, man. Nah, this man is crazy. Yo, so good question. That's a good question, man. I don't know. Like, today. Oh, bro, you gotta take that off. Bro.
Sorry.
Yeah, you definitely gotta take that off. Bro, you gotta take that off too, bro. What are you doing, bro? You gotta take that off. You gotta take that off. Chill. I read a few. Yeah. Edit Eddie, man. Edit Eddie, bro. You stop smoking over there, bro. I'm playing, guys. I'm playing. Oh man. Yo, what's with your fro, man? Yo, guys. Fro Sensel's really repping Fro Sensel, cause now this man from Fro Sensel, because this man has a real big afro. Now he has a real tall afro. That's how it starts now. So that's the Christ. He used to have an afro.
You're a tall afro, bro.
Yo, I used to have an afro as a baby, man. For real. I just, my hair doesn't grow like that anymore.
I got an afro on my dick.
Okay. Beeped out. Okay. Yeah, man. We ain't mentioning that, bro. Whatever was just said, I encourage the audience to ignore what he just said. He's tripping. He's bugging out. This is the stuff that happens on Urban. This is the stuff that happens on Urban. It's always crazy stuff going down, guys.
No one's gonna ignore what he said. You know that.
Yo, Beanie. Imagine we censor it every time, and then they can't tell whether I have.
Well, stuff everything's censored, and of course it will be. I mean, there's kids watching. You got kids watching. You got everybody's age watching.
All straight
from 0
ways to beat the censor.
0 to 100 and plus, baby. Everybody's watching. Everybody got to tune in.
There are ways to beat the census.
Please notice that this podcast has no.
I mean, I don't have my other hat, which would probably have to be censored, but.
Oh yeah, guys. So, all right, I want our audience to take a real good look in the background of Beanie. Y'all see that, right? You guys see that? This guy has all the topics written down. It says Trump lose, Biden's Hughes, Fonzie's gone. Did I say all must go? Is a sale going on?
All must come.
Oh, I thought it said all must go. But say, hey, what we talking about? Spree Friday. I don't call Black Friday. I call Spree Friday. I call Spree Friday. Oh, that's what AMC is. That's the definition of AMC.
No, that's the theater chain we were talking about.
That's what AMC stands for.
No.
What is this? American Movie Corporation?
American something cinemas. American movie cinemas? I'm not sure.
I think you're right, actually.
But knowing how they might be going out of business.
And I think Netflix might take over. That's gonna be something that I gotta see happen. Yo, okay. What if Netflix does take over? What y'all think?
No.
Unless what?
That would be bad. Because that would be a monopoly.
But how so though? I'm confused.
Well, if they take over, they could easily hike prices.
Yeah, you might be right about that. Yeah, you're right. Online's gonna be crazy.
Remember that episode of South Park with like, oh, sorry, South Park. Oh, sorry, we're the only ones with that deal.
Oh, it'd make it much harder on your customers if you do that. Say it again.
Remember, it would make it much harder on your customers.
Okay, bro. Okay. No, chillax, bro. You're doing too much. Oh man, yo. But yo,
I know the tone, man.
Yo, if you have noticed, Netflix has a big competition right now. You got Prime. You have Amazon. Amazon wants to go ahead and try to take over now. Y'all notice that Amazon's really growing, man. They're not playing. They're growing every single minute, every single hour. The man's making money every time. The man's sleeping and making stacks. The man's sleeping and making money for one individual.
At the same time with Netflix, Netflix doesn't specialize. But then you got Shudder, you got Crunchyroll, you got Verve, which.
Oh, those independently owned, or they're owned by are those independently owned, or they're owned by somebody already?
They're not owned by Amazon, but they're not owned by Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I know they're owned by other companies.
Okay.
You got Verve, which groups up a bunch of streaming services into one, and you can buy a package to use them all.
Yeah.
And you got ones that specialize in things. So if you can't find something on Netflix, or if you can't find something on Amazon, you go to Shudder if you want to find certain horror movies that they're not willing to show. Mm-hmm. You go to Crunchyroll for like certain anime that they don't have on there. You go to Verve has their own originals, which come from internet animators and stuff. They pulled like Adam Savage from Mythbusters, who's in his own lawsuit thing right now with something going on. But he had his own show on there. The other three Mythbusters, Cary Grant and Tori, had their own show on Verve, I think. You get other people doing other streaming services. Oh. And YouTube's trying to do that with YouTube Prime.
Yeah.
But YouTube originals aren't that good.
Wait, how much is it? How much is their stuff? How much is YouTube stuff? YouTube has a subscription of how much again? I don't remember exactly.
Let me see.
Cause I know YouTube, like they making their original stuff, but it's not kicking as much as what do you call it? Netflix. But they have the original stuff, the original series, movies, or like Prime. Prime has their own originals, movies. They're not kicking it like them guys. Because those guys are
premium is $11.99 a month. $12 a month.
It's the same as the others. The same as the others. They just don't have enough platform, enough branching. I think it's just a big company. They're really a big company, you know. Of course, that's a massive company, but at the same time, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to really compete, be a competitor for Netflix and for Prime, Amazon, but it's not working as well because they don't have that kind of capability. They only have the capability, and they're making most of their money through, you know what, Alphabet. Alphabet's the biggest thing. That's the only thing they have good for. Google, their phones, everything like that. Anything else besides that, you know, I don't see it, you know, expanding too much on the horizon. But I wouldn't be surprised though if they start blowing up. They say, hey man, it's a YouTube original movie. We got Chris Hemsworth or something like that. Once you get those guys, you know it's over. You know they got a good contract, and a good pathway ahead of them. You see the light of the tunnel. It's over. They'll be like, oh snap, this is what they got now. I gotta go see this. That's the first thing you gotta do. Say, I gotta go see it. Views go off the roof. They'll go up off the roof. Next thing you know, when you check it on YouTube, you're gonna see what? Mad views. Views you never seen before. Way more than PSY.
But YouTube has to itself. But Netflix now has Kodai on it. All they have is a lot of just YouTube original movies. And knowing how YouTubers' acting skills are, most of them aren't that great.
No, yo.
And I'm looking to see if there's any one of substance there. And there isn't.
Man, that's crazy, bro. Yo, so what y'all doing this weekend, man? Y'all gotta give me something. What y'all doing this weekend? As I know, for this weekend, I just chilled so far. I'm resting up. I got errands to do tomorrow, a bunch of errands. I was excited. I was waiting for these numbers to come in to actually just confirm and just say it, man, that Biden is the president-elect going in the next 70 days is actually president. I was just waiting for the numbers. I was excited for those numbers to come in. The numbers aren't finished yet. And by the way, before we close off, we gotta remember that we're not done yet because we have a long way to go. We got to thrust our way through the nonsense that the guy, whoever, you know, what his name is in the White House, left us.
And the
Senate, we're not done yet. We have to wait till January for that to come in.
Yeah.
I hope those two in Georgia, those two Democrats better get it. If they get it, that's it, baby. That's it. We're done. We got out of control. That's it. Yeah. And as whoa. As King Beanie was saying, the blob. What blob? What blobs you talking about?
The orange blob that somehow implanted himself in the White House. I mean, that's pretty much all he is right now. He's just sitting there, biding his time. I'm waiting to see what South Park does next season. Are they gonna South Park, since they have Mr. Garrison as Mr. Garrison being Trump, they're probably gonna have him being carried out jokingly, which I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in real life.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I feel like
Trump is going to become a conspiracy theorist. I feel like.
Yeah, and also I feel that you know, he's refused to concede. You cannot refuse to concede. That's one thing. And if you do, regardless whether you do or not, you're still getting dragged out. You're still getting put out. You cannot try to stay there. You can't do that. That's going to be something that you gotta have a problem with, excluding with the Secret Service themselves, because they're not gonna tolerate that. When your time's up, your time's up. The contract's up, your contract's expired. That's it. Because you signed a contract. You do sign a contract, and once the contract is done, the contract is done. When you get re-elected, when you sign the contract, you guys do know that, right? There's a contract to be signed. Y'all know that, right? Y'all do know that, right? There's a contract to be signed, or else Like, how would you make your money? You know what I'm saying? How would you get the money from being president? But that's not the point, though. The point of being president is to change how the country is supposed to be. He put it into the wrong direction. So it's time for him to leave. He needs to go ahead and pack his bags. End the story. Now it's time to get the 46 up in the building, and we gotta do this thing. That's how I see it. Man, I'm telling you, man, the 46, man. I feel so good saying it, man. It feels good to say it. But I never felt good saying the 45th. The 46th was the best of the best, man, right now, man. I mean, I can't believe this is happening right now. This is amazing. Listen, we come from the concrete jungle, and when we're in the concrete jungle, you know who we voted for. I ain't gotta say who. That's a fact. All my audience, I gotta say who. Go ahead.
I didn't come from there, but you know who I voted for, knowing how I mentioned names.
Of course, brother, man. You know what we do out here, man.
I didn't even vote. If any of people probably would like them, but I didn't vote.
Oh, come on.
I really like either.
Oh, no, man. Come on. Why you didn't vote, man? I mean, hey. Hey, we're not hating on you, bro. We ain't hating on you, bro. I'm just saying, come on. That's fair.
New York pretty much would win anyway for Democratic.
Huh?
New York pretty much always wins Democratic, so you're pretty much good.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good. It was all Dems. We stay Democratic. We're all blue. The whole Northeast is blue, man. Check that out, man. Last time it wasn't. Last time was red in it. Now we all got blue. It looks so beautiful. You check the map out. It's like, that's what I like to see. It looks beautiful. You can have an artist even paint that. I know for artists is on ING, I could just ask them, say, hey man, paint a picture for me of the Northeast. Come on, nice and beautiful. Don't put the border lines in it. You just take out the border lines like you see in space. Boy.
All you have to do is just add Georgia in blue.
Oh man, yo. You can't hand clap them yet. I can hand clap them. But it's not in yet. At this current time where we put this out, maybe it will be out. But you know, I'm gonna hand clap them from now.
It's pretty much blue right now.
If you blue, welcome aboard. Cause they've been fighting, bro. They've been fighting for that. Because yeah, Stacey Abrams and like, yo, she deserves the credit. Everybody's giving Stacey Abrams credit right now because she's the one that put Georgia on the map to turn blue. So I'll give them a round of applause if they turn blue. If y'all watching this right now, if y'all blue, and claps for you, man. Welcome to the blue team. The blue team's always let the blue team look out for each other. The blue team. But we always gotta remember that it's not the color. The red. We are the USA. Gotta remember that. But I'm just saying, voting wise and what we stand for, if you blue, welcome. Salute. For real, salute. Yo, we all gotta salute them, bro. Yo.
Yeah.
All salute. At the same time, we gotta do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Salute. Welcome to the blue team. It's how we stay out here, and that's how we do. Our colors of urban represents this.
Always remember.
Alright, go ahead. My last.
Always remember, you can be blue, but it's always better to be purple.
Oh wow.
And then you mix the best of both.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go, people. That's what you learn. You see,
I knew exactly what you're saying. I agree with that.
Absolutely, because when you put the two together, you can always make some kind of, you're gonna have conflicts. There's always tensions, but you gotta work together to resolve the problems. And that's the whole point. That's the exact thing that's happened today. It shows that, because remember, it's not just Democrats that voted for Biden and Harris. It's Republicans too. Let's not forget them too. They put him on the map. Y'all know that. They put him on the map. So that way, that way that Biden could win. So it can elect the 46, baby. Biden and Harris, man. I mean, it's just a great time around this time that we're recording this. And also, I would remind the audience, Beanie and Flo, that our colors represent the state colors, the blue and the yellow. Why did we choose this exactly? We chose it because it represents where we're from the ground and up. And I meant to mention if you guys have seen this video later down the stretch through many episodes and many seasons, is because we worked hard to get to where we are now. And it's not an easy task. So I'm going to leave this with you guys, like, for the audience. I want you all to work hard. I want you all to keep pushing forward. I want you all to stop saying, I can't do this and I cannot do that. You can do. You can do.
Good.
Don't try. Do. When you do, you always
Do it. Just do it.
When you don't
Because
do that,
there's only one way to go.
exactly. There's only one way to go, and that one way to go is going to the light path. You gotta push yourself every single day. I mean, there's times where we all feel that, you just feel that weight on your shoulder. You just feel that there's no way, other way possible. Maybe somebody's telling you to do something and you just don't want to do it. If you feel that you got a degree in college and you can't make it out of something out of it, don't sit there and fuss up and get fed up and get angry and get and start breaking down and all these things. Sure, you're gonna do it. That's a part of human nature, but you gotta realize you gotta keep pushing. Many people out there didn't succeed with a diploma, but they take a piece of 1%, 2%. Any small portion of percentage that you can take from it. Just take it. Use it. Take it and nurture it to something different. Something that you never thought you would be successful in. What we did here, especially for this podcast, and for many seasons to come and episodes to come along on this video, it took an effort, a serious effort. I called these guys, these two gentlemen I called here, and I said, hey man, I have an idea.
How you doing
this? Let's come up with this. Let's come up with that. Yo, let's come up with this. Let's come up with something. Podcast came up. I never thought in my life I actually would be doing a podcast. Never. And I did these two guys here as well. These two guys are from my college. And I called them because we talk a lot. We compensate. We talk about important factors, important matters, and things like that. We joke about a lot. And you guys see that throughout the podcast. We have our humors and things like that. But that's what's up. We got it together and we come up with something good. Come up with some good content for you guys. And that's what we do out here. And, we got some guests coming on too soon down the stretch. I just want to tell you when though, because it's not the first episode, the second episode. This is the first one, so obviously no. The second one, no. The third one, no. Maybe somewhere down the stretch you'll see some guests jumping on the show. And then when you do, we gotta let you guys know for sure. We could say, hey, yeah, Urban Podcast with featuring, whatever the guest name is, YouTuber name, Instagrammer, whoever it is. It could be a celebrity down the stretch somewhere down the line, things like that's gonna come along. And we're gonna join the podcast and we have a fun time. We conversate. And that's what we do, That's what this is about, Beanie.
Yeah. We're just trying to bring people together, that's all.
That's all we do, man. It's about that uniqueness.
You can imagine. It's kind of like this is you guys, and this is you guys, and we're kind of like.
Oh my god,
bro!
Oh,
that's crazy.
This thing's empty, by the way.
or actually, if we're thinking about it differently, and you're like. it could kind of be like, slow.
Okay. I think it's time to cut out.
One side.
We do too much now. I think it's time to cut out, guys. So, all right, yo. All right, guys. So we out of here. We out the building. That's the end of this podcast. It's the end of season 1, episode 1. So episode 2 will be coming out very, very soon, or rather, let me not say when, because it will be coming out, and it's going to be LIT with a 5 cajillion exclamation marks. Whoa, see, I can't even speak. With 5 exclamation marks, we're gonna do this, man. We're turned up, and all of us gonna be like, and all of us. What? Hey, man, don't tell them that. We got this.
We'll figure it out, man.
We'll figure it out. But we got this. We got this. Trust me, we got this. All right, guys. So we signing out. Peace out. Yo, 1, 2, 3 on the salute. Yo, 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, not salute. 1, 2, 3 on this. Are you ready for this?
All right,
man. So yeah,
PewDiePie bro fist.
peace out, guys. Urban out.